Hi, gorgeous gray women. How are you? It's Nicole. Happy Canada Day if you're in Canada. I thought I'd just jump on here because this morning as I got up and the house is still quiet, I think my teenagers are still sleeping in. I thought I'd just jump on here because I've seen some comments that just really hit my heart this morning, which was around people's comments of, oh, it's aging you, and the feeling of being insecure with the transition of going gray. And as you can see, I've done nothing this morning to get ready for this video. And as you guys will get to know who I am, you will see me in my good and my beauty days, and you will see me in my just natural get out of bed hair, because when I'm ready to talk and to share from my heart, I do it on the spot withaut even thinking, do I need to put makeup on? Do I need to do my brows? What does my hair look like? I just want you guys to know the authentic Nicole and who I am. And so you'll get to see me in all stages if you're new to this group. I bring it real and I bring it raw. So let's talk about a couple things about insecurity, ladies. It's totally normal when we are transitioning to doubt our decision and to feel insecure in the beginning. Absolutely. So give yourself a little bit of grace and compassion. I felt that in the beginning. I'm dating a younger man, and when he wears a baseball hat, he looks like he's in his 30s, okay? And it brought up a little bit of insecurity of there he is looking so young and so youthful. And I'm out rocking in a ponytail, like full on white gray. And we've had some really big talks around this, and he supports me 100%. He knows why I'm doing this, which is for the health of my entire body, for my brain, for my breasts, for my organs. And he's clear on my why. I'm clear on my why. And so I think that really helped me get through that insecurity in the beginning. And of course, we're so marketed to by the magazines and what women are supposed to look like. And, it's a $1 billion industry, ladies, the hair industry. We have to remember that. And so we're getting sold every single day an image of what we should be looking at. So when someone gives you a comment about, oh, are you letting yourself go? Or, when are you going to fix your hair? In the beginning, when I was going through this transition and I got some comments, I got mad. I got angry. I was like, how dare you comment on my hair or whatever? And then I got into this group, and a couple of my friends gave me some really good perspective and allowed me to be a little bit more compassionate and to get rid of the anger and move into love and compassion. And so the comments were just around, think about where they're coming from. Hey, Heather, where someone does a comment like that, typically that comment is coming out of their own fears and their own securities. It's almost like they're looking at a mirror and your transition is scaring them. It's either bringing back maybe a really not so great memory of maybe an aging parent that was gray. Maybe they've had no positive role model in their life that's been a healthy gray. And so when they see somebody that maybe they love or care for going gray or silver or white or Arctic blonde, whatever you want to call these gorgeous wisdom hairs, that a fear's coming up for them. And so when we know that and we understand it, we have more compassion for that person. We're just like, oh, and I mean, depending on how close the relationship is, you could address it and to have that conversation with them and to find out maybe, where the comment is coming from or where the fear is coming from, and help them dive a little bit deeper into their own story that they've created around gray. Because I know that I've had to create a new story going into this transition, and my story in the beginning was I didn't have a lot of role models when I was younger, and gray just meant like old and aging, and it's almost like you're done your time here on this planet and you're just existing. And so Thank goodness that there's been this beautiful gray hair movement of more women just coming forward that are young and healthy and vibrant and taking care of their bodies. And that was such an easy story to start transitioning to, is that I don't have to be that gray hair role model that maybe I had when in my younger days from my grandparents. But how about that I be a role model for the younger generation, that if they have their own fears and their insecurities, that I can age gracefully, that I can take care of my body, that I can move every day and put beautiful food in my body. So it's kind of this whole picture of the story that we tell ourselves. So if I was to give you any advice today on this video, it would just be about grace and compassion, and to trust the process, and to dig into your why, and to have that conversation with you. Write it down in a journal. Like, why are you deciding, to let your hair go? Why is that important to you? I know for me, a lot of you guys know my story, is that I had a scare last year that I had lumps in my breasts. And I was in about a week of not knowing what they were. Were they cysts? Were they fibroids? Were they breast tumors? Like, what was it? And in that week, I started to deep dive as a holistic nutritionist to find out, what am I doing? What am I missing? And what I discovered is that the chemicals in hair dye increase the levels of estrogen in our body. And if breasts are made of fat, and we store a lot of estrogen in our fat. And so right away, the bells and whistles went off for me to say, oh my gosh, if I have too much estrogen in my body, it's getting stored in my breast tissue, and that's not good. And so I did a lot of deep diving. And guys, gals, women, when back in 1986, the PPD, which is actually the ingredient that actually dyes and changes our color, was classified as a carcinogen. So I think you guys know what that means. Cancer causing, right? And I was like, you know what? This is crazy. Like, why as women do we have to buy into, dyeing our hair with the risk of putting cancerous chemicals on our head, which absorbs and goes into our bloodstream, and then our body has to fight and detox that to get it out. And if we don't have a great diet, and if our liver's not functioning properly, it gets stored in our fat cells, right? Where is most of our fat tissue, right? In our breast. So I'll keep on revealing in this group the more stuff that I have been discovering. Like, I interviewed a woman that owns a henna salon, the only henna salon in Canada. And I'm going to share more of her story and her journey in another video. But what hit me hard was, she goes, Nicole, what people don't realize is that the hair industry, so if you're a hairdresser, it's probably the most toxic environment that you can choose as a career. The most toxic. And that they're at risk of like 3 times the amount of cancer, including bladder cancer, and the same cancer that Jackie Kennedy died of is so common for hairdressers. And it's like incredible. So I guess my message as I close off here today is love, self-compassion, know your why. And when people are being a little mean or rude, it's easy to get angry, but just take a couple breaths, 3 deep breaths, and just know that they have a story around gray that scares them. And we just need to show love and compassion. And how about some confidence? And who knows, maybe you will give them the inspiration to go gray for the health of it, right? We got to get healthy, ladies. We need to be healthy from the inside out. One of the best ways that we can get healthy is looking at our beauty products, our hair dye, what we're putting on our face, what we're putting under our armpits, what we're putting on our skin. What does that look like? So on that note, love this group, love all of you. Thank you for being part of this mission to inspire better health. And I'm taking it at an angle as beauty products and getting rid of the dye. Have a beautiful Canada Day, my friends. Mwah.